So now we have 735 minus 1500 over 18, and that would give us negative 765. And then over 18, we do the calculation. So divided by 18, that gives us negative 42.5. And not to forget the units, we were dealing with the word problem, so you want to include all the units. We know the y coordinate is representing volume, so that would be liters. And then in the denominator is time, so that's in minutes, so liters per minute. So what we got here is negative 42.5 liters per minute, and that's the average rate of change of the water in the tub over the first 18 minutes. It's dropping by 42.5 liters every minute. So we can move on to the next problem, or the next subsection of the problem. I'm just going to quickly erase this section here so we can have more space. And all right, what we're going to do next is number 2, or part 2, the last 6 minutes. So here they don't really identify, they're telling you the last 6 minutes. And the last 6 minutes is basically, if you look here, your last 6 minutes would be from the finishing time, which is 24 minutes. And then you subtract 6, so 24 minus 6 gets you to 18. So in this case, your last 6 minutes is going to be this interval, from 18 to 24. So good first step, identify your coordinates. So step by step, you don't have to rush yourself. The worst thing is in a test or a quiz, you're filling out information, you know what to do, you know the process, but then you enter the incorrect parameter. You enter, for example, the y coordinate for the x by mistake. So you don't want to rush yourself. You want to always check as you go while you're practicing or while you're solving, say, a problem during a quiz or a test. I know time is usually against us when we're trying to solve a test, but if you are starting off, you want to start off on the right steps and the right path when you're solving these problems, so that over time it's going to become very quick for you to solve. And you're always analyzing back and forth just to make sure you're not missing anything or you haven't mismatched any of the numbers. So our x coordinate in this case for the first interval, or for the first coordinate, would be 18,735. And the second coordinate would be 24,540. And again, I'm going to identify each coordinate point with the x1, y1, x2, y2. So we'll call this x1, y1, and we're going to call this x2, y2. We're going to follow the same path, the same formula. ARC equals y2 minus y1, so 540 minus 735 over 24 minus 18. Okay, and we just do that calculation. Just put that in our calculator. So 540 minus 735. If you want to train, if you have the time, you can train to do mental math, and you can easily, train your mind so that you're easily solving these simpler calculations in your mind. It's good for mental math. Negative 195 over 6. So you're going to get negative 195 divided by 6. Gives us negative 32.5. And again, the units on the y-axis is liters, and the x-axis is minutes, so liters per minute. And you can, if you want, you can conclude with the statement. The average rate of change is negative 32.5 liters per minute, so the tub or pool is losing 32.5 liters of water per minute. Okay, so that's fine. And then the next step, or then the last subsection here, number 3, I'll just clear the screen. Okay. And the last section is asking for the average rate of change between 12 and 18 minutes. So again, you go back to the same concept. So I'll just identify this as the third subsection. Between 12 and 18 minutes. So 12 minutes, it's very obvious it's here. This is 12, this is 18. So we want to cover this interval between 12 and 18 minutes. As usual, we're going to determine the coordinates, give the coordinates for the x and y axis. In this case, x and y coordinate, the first one is 12, 960. The second is 18, 735. And we can identify again the x1 to y1 coordinates. So this is x1, y1, x2, y2. All right. Yeah, so again, like you can start with the first point being x2, y2, and the second being x1, y1, but you don't want to mix and match where like you're putting the 12 with the 735 or the 18 with the 960. You don't want to get in that situation. Try not to overcomplicate it so that you know you don't come up getting coming up short in the problem and getting the wrong answer. Okay, so now we're going to find the ARC, and same concept. So y2 minus y1 is 735 minus 960 over 18 minus 12. And so we do punch this in. So that would be negative 100. And I'll just, right now it's not clicking. So it's negative 225. So negative 225. All right, so negative 225 minus divided by 6, it's negative 37.5. And same thing, liters per minute. You can conclude the average, make a conclusion so that you can see what the conclusion looks like. The average rate to the average rate at which the volume is decreasing interval between 12 and 18 minutes is 37.5 liters per minute. As you see, we didn't include the negative symbol because we stated that it's decreasing on the interval between 12 and 18. So we know that the volume of the tub is decreasing. So we don't have to represent, we don't have to put the negative sign in the answer. So that's like my final answer there. All right, so that's it. Basically, when you're coming with solving average rate of change, it's not that complicated. If you take your time, you don't rush the solution. With practice, it becomes very, very quick and manageable. Yeah, so that concludes the solution to this type of problem. And if you have any questions, please send them in the comment section below. Thanks again for visiting this channel. Please subscribe. And if you want to share it to any of your platforms or social media, that'd be much appreciated. And in the future, I'll be posting more and more videos on this channel as I want to promote my services as well as a tutor. I've been tutoring for well over 10 years in Canada, and it was sort of like it's my full-time occupation. And thank you again for visiting the channel, and good luck on all your math and science endeavors. Take care. Bye-bye.